A former member of the Rutgers defense who also took part in pro days was defensive lineman Darius Hamilton. Hamilton started more than 35 games for the Scarlet Knights with dreams of hearing his name called in last year's draft. But after double knee surgery last February, he didn't get selected and is now looking to catch on with an NFL team this season. Former three-time captain at Rutgers, Darius Hamilton joins us now from our campus studios. Darius, welcome to the show. It's been quite a journey for you, filled with significant adversity. So for those who don't know your story, walk us back through what the last several years have been like for you from an injury standpoint.
No problem. So coming out of my junior year at Rutgers, was having some knee issues, didn't really know how bad it was. Saw a couple doctors, and they kind of told me that my patella tendons were somewhere between 50 to 60% torn. I had two options on my hands. I could either got surgery or I could have did something else that wasn't as serious as surgery. I chose the less serious route. Pretty much what I've done my whole career. And what ended up happening was it didn't end up working. Coming into my redshirt senior year at Rutgers, I was still banged up. Still had a long way to go. It wasn't until that my senior year was over, I went down to IMG to train in Florida, and we did some imaging on my knees, and pretty much it showed me that my knees were about, I want to say 70% torn, 75% torn. At that point, we knew we had to do something, so I ended up having 3 surgeries this past year, double knee and a shoulder surgery.
How can you view these injury setbacks as something that could enhance your perspective on the sport of football as you look ahead to the next endeavor?
I think it gives you a totally different approach to the game of football. I've always been somebody who, when I was younger, I was never hurt. I took pride in never being hurt, and people would always tell me that injuries come with the game, but I just never saw it that way. I had a father who played 13 years for the New York Giants, and he was somebody through the course of a 13-year career. He had about, I want to say, 20-plus surgeries, and he would always talk to me and tell me, this is what comes with the games. You've got to be prepared for it. But at a younger age, I really didn't understand that. And I think when those things started happening to me, when injuries started taking place, it really gives you a new appreciation, not only for football, but for life itself. I mean, there's things that we go out and do on a day-to-day basis that we really don't even appreciate like we should. I mean, I can just speak for myself, getting double knee surgery and being on bed rest for months at a time and getting shoulder surgery and not being able to move and fighting each and every day just to get range of motion back. It's a different situation, you know what I mean? And I think it not only helps you appreciate the game a lot more, but it definitely gives you a new appreciation for life itself.
It certainly does, and it should help to have a dad, as you mentioned, who has more than 12 years experience in the NFL. What other kind of advice has he offered you as you prepare for the NFL?
That it's a business from the top to the bottom. Never lose the love for the game, but you need to understand that at a certain point in your life, football is going to be over. My dad was fortunate enough to play the game for 13 years. I think he started when he was 20, 21, and ended when he was, I want to say, 33, 34, and you still got a whole lot of life left to live. You know what I mean? So it's definitely, you definitely need to make sure not only that you're playing football, but you also got other things going on in your life, because you can't play this game forever.
Darius, due to the unique situation that you're in, you can't actually be drafted in the NFL this season, but you can get invited to any team's NFL camp and sign with any team. So what would your message be to a team that's willing to give you a shot?
I would say you're getting somebody who loves football, loves the game of it, loves the team aspect of things. Getting somebody who's going to work hard on and off the field to be the best player that he can be. I know I've got a lot of question marks surrounding my health and things like that. I think I've done a lot of things at Pro Day, and I think I still have a lot more left to do to show people that I'm very healthy and capable to still play the game of football. But not only are you getting somebody who's, played a lot of football, understands a lot of football and the ins and outs of things, but you're getting the only 3-time captain that's ever played here at Rutgers. I'm a leader on and off the field, and I take a great deal of pride of that.
For somebody like you who's had some significant injuries lately, why do you still think you can make an impact at that level?
It's a game that I've been playing since I was 6 years old. My love for this game has never died, and I don't see it dying anytime soon. When you go through stuff like that, when you go through adversity, there's either two ways you can look at it. This can either be the end-all, be-all, or it could just be a bump in the road. You know what I mean? It's a bump in the road. You change your tires, and you keep pushing. And I love this game to death. I really do hope that there's a lot more for me.
How would you describe how Pro Day went for you and your fellow former teammates?
Well, it was just great to go out there and be a part of that atmosphere. I think it went really well for me. I think the biggest box that I wanted to check while I was out there was to just show people that I was healthy and show people that I could move around well and still be impactful in certain areas. It was great to be out there with some of the players that I played with, guys like Sebastian Joseph, Miles Nash, Darnell Davis. It was great to see them, just see how far they've come. I've got to know those guys since they were freshmen, so just to see their college careers come to an end and them open up new doors and new opportunities for their NFL career, it really is great to see.
Thank you so much for the time. Best of luck to you, and you're well on your way to the NFL.
Thank you so much for having me.